Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we're discussing a better alternative to transparency. Transparency versus translucency. Why you shouldn't tell your team everything. Transparency. Allowing light to pass through so that objects behind can be distinctly seen. Translucency. Allowing light, but not detailed shapes, to pass through, semi-transparent. People often speak about the importance of transparency in business. While it's important to be open and honest about what's happening in your company, I would like to make a case for translucency, sharing most things, but not everything. Making informed decisions is important for everyone in an organization, but there are pitfalls to knowing too much. We often fail to share information that's crucial to making informed decisions. Generally, this happens because what is assumed to be known or unknown is incorrect. If a company were completely transparent, one would think there wouldn't be any issues around information transfer, but in fact, there are two. 1. Information overload. When everyone is told everything, people can't keep up with all the information. They also have trouble sifting through the information and miss out on pieces that are key to making good decisions. 2. Information is in flux. In most companies, ideas and projects are constantly moving and changing. If certain deciding factors aren't locked down and get shared too early, they could incorrectly influence important decisions. As a leader, it's important to be open and honest, providing teams with all the info they need while not overloading them with too much information, or giving them information that's in flux. That is what translucency looks like. Practice giving your teams enough information to make decisions without causing paralysis. Allow your employees to ask questions and update them as relevant items solidify. Don't burden them with more information than they need to complete the work, and make the decisions directly ahead of them. How do you know what to share or what not to? The short answer is experience. But if you're new to leadership, you can execute translucency with minimal failure by creating trust. Show your team you have their best interests at heart by, having their best interests at heart. They need to know they can ask for clarity, so encourage them to ask questions if more information is needed. They need to trust you aren't holding back important information. Is the information vital? Tell them. If you can't tell them, let them know why. Ultimately, it's about balance. Give your employees the information they need to succeed and feel like a vital part of the company. Leave out what doesn't affect them or help them with their work. Everybody's time is precious. Treat it that way. Want to make the best of your time? Continue to listen to my podcast and get leadership lessons on the go. That's this week's episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, thanks for being awesome. Give us a follow, a like, a share, and even a review if you feel like it. We'd really appreciate it. Cheers. If you haven't downloaded my free ebook, 5 Heroic Leadership Skills, click on the link in the description. Tune in next week for your next episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thank you. Oh, hi. And the episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. Be sure to check out more episodes in the playlist and new episodes every week on Monday. Follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave a review. Thanks again for being awesome.